3290 Passport Bunkhouse by Keystone here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. These are the lightest of our lightweights. They're also quite possibly our very most reliable travel trailer that we feature. We have 8 of the top 10 selling brands out here. The only reason we don't have all 10 is because 2 of them are effectively copycats, kind of like a Silverado and a Sierra are basically the same truck. You know, they all serve a different purpose out here, and it is my true belief that every RV is the best for a different reason. If you go to 10 places, talk to 10 guys, you're going to hear 10 different trailers are the best one. They're all telling the truth in different ways, but the problem is most sales folk, they're just shockingly uneducated on their products. They really are. That's why I put these together, because you're looking to make a very significant purchase. These things are not inexpensive, and I don't want you to have a negative experience. I want you to be educated on what you're spending your money on. For instance, Passports have a huge front baggage compartment. Now notice too, it has an extra big baggage door that's extra wide. Now the other thing is the door on the other side matches. They're both big doors. A lot of brands will put a big door here because this is the one the salesman's going to talk about. Then they put a teeny tiny little door on the other side. Well, you can't get in and out of that one. And when you're at your campsite, it's the door on the other side that you're actually in and out of more often than not. At least I am. I actually go camping. That's not, you know, you go to these different dealerships, talk to your salesman, say, what kind of camper do you have? And you're going to get a lot of, oh, well, I mean, not me. I don't do this. You know, would you buy, you know, say like if you have a motorcycle, would you buy a motorcycle from a dealer where the guy doesn't ride one? I mean, probably not, you know. Nice power awning on here. What I like is it's a good quality motor, moves in and out fast, reliably. Again, we don't have big time recurring issues with Passports. Now what I also like is this has an easy adjust awning. That's all there is to it. One hand, and you can get about 12 inches of pitch on this awning. So if it's raining like the devil here, you can get some good rain flow. The backside also, you know, bows just as easily. Then when you're done, that's all there is to it. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. That's what I like about Passports. Camping's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be fun. That's what you get in a Passport. Most of the Passports we carry are going to be equipped like this one. There may be a couple little differences here and there. So if this video looks a little bit different from the one we have in stock, understand this video is kind of just generic a little bit. By the way, if you are going primitive camping, you do have room up here for 2 batteries because they put the batteries behind the propane instead of the other way around. And as soon as they started doing that, I've seen a lot of manufacturers start to do that. Now when you're in very lightweight and budget-friendly lightweights, which is exactly what a Passport is, that's its niche, you're going to start to see some cutthroat stuff. A lot of brands are going to start cutting out stuff like your diamond plate. A lot of brands are going to start really getting cutthroat on construction. Passport uses a very special frame here. It's a HSLA frame, high strength, low alloy steel. It's essentially the same type of frame that you get under an aircraft. And it's one of the reasons we don't have trouble with these. This thing holds its shape. If you twist a shoebox, you ever notice how the edges and the corners start to get frayed? Well, an RV is the same way. If it doesn't hold square, you're gonna have problems. I was looking under here to show you, by the way, enclosed, insulated, heated underbelly. Very cool. You're gonna see bigger windows here in a Passport so you can get some good cross breeze, not to mention light. I'm specifically going to leave the lights off inside this one just to show you how much extra light you get in there. We did pass a little outside shower right there between the slides, by the way, so if you've been fishing and you need to clean some fish, if you I don't know, let's say the kid's been in the lake and you want to rinse the turtle smell off them, you can do that too. Passport uses all cable slide systems like some really high-end brands like Open Range. At a knee jerk, people who are unfamiliar with these are going to look at them and go, oh my god, those have got to be terrible, right? And the answer is no. They're about as problem-free as anything we've seen in the RV business. Historically speaking, slide outs used with cable systems weren't great. That's because manufacturers didn't properly balance things like they are today. There's so much more research and development in it today than ever before. Like I said, I'm super confident when we sell a Passport, it's going to stay in your driveway and not come back to mine. That's the goal here. Passports are always going to include either a bumper mounted grill or an outside cooking station in the case of an outside kitchen. Obviously this one has the grill because it has no outside cooking station. I have had a couple people say, you know, I just really wish they had power jacks. And here's the funny thing, I don't like them. Power jacks don't support the weight of that manual stabilizer. So what you do is you go get a $3 hex nut adapter, you put that on the end of your 12 to 18 volt power drill, and you create your own power jacks that way. Those things will keep your camper more stable and keep the camper from rocking around quite so much. Passport uses a load equalization wide stance axle system. This helps provide stability during towing, and it does work pretty well. I'm not going to tell you that this is the reason you no longer need a weight distribution or a sway control. You still want those things. This helps. This helps that whole experience. You know, it's all that little stuff adds up. I also like just the dumb stuff, like just a bigger entry handle instead of a little handle. Again, a lot of lightweights, you start to get some very aggressive corner cutting. They put a little strut on the door, so this door doesn't get caught by the wind and smack that awning. These awning arms are designed to pull weight from the top down. They're not designed to pull weight from the bottom up. So, pardon me. They're designed to hold weight from the top down, not from the side. That's what I'm getting at. It's early. I'm tired. I'm not a morning person. I'm trying to make it through here, and I'm trying to make this presentable, but I do want to get you accurate information. Long story short, if this door hit that awning sideways, it'd be wrecked. I mean, that awning would be toast, and you'd have to replace stuff. That's obviously not the goal that you want here. I did not take a chance to look at the interior decor on this particular camper. I believe this is called Bayside, but don't quote me on that. So long story short, just a nice mixture of light and dark fabric accents. Just a hint of maybe a greenish brown, a very natural decor with this nice wood tone here. Very complimentary. I like it. It's been one of our more popular. Now, it's so darn bright that my camera is actually struggling to keep up with the light coming in through the windows there. And now, I do want to mention, too, a lot of lightweights, you have to go through and switch all the lights off on and off individually. In a Passport, it's all on one switch. So we do have central air in here. We will often, not always, but sometimes upgrade the air conditioner from a 13.5 to a 15 for more air power, essentially. I love the wood tone linoleum, the print that they have going on here. You know, this is super nice. This is an awesome spring, summer, fall camper. If it's kind of like it's been this year, where during the spring, or heck, during the early part of summer in the Midwest here, we were getting down into like the 40s. This trailer's not going to have any issues at all. Giant U-dinette here is nice because you can fit more people around it. And the way you do that is not because, oh look, there's more seating, because you can't really sit somebody in the corners. It lets you put people in front of the table. That's how a U-dinette sits more people. Not to mention it offers more storage and a bigger sleeping space, because there is storage all the way under this. It folds down into like a full bed, basically. These giant windows open for ventilation, by the way, so you can get some huge cross breeze going on in here. Especially since this window opens, you also have that vent up there that all opens for ventilation. We'll come back to the kitchen as we go here. I do want to take a quick stop to the bathroom, which is not super special by any stretch of the imagination, though I do like how they leave this open for max storage over here. But I do like to point out, compared to a lot of budget-friendly lightweights, we still have a skylight, not just the cheap little vent fan above the shower. We still have shower wall surround paneling, and you know, they do a good job with what they have here. You know, they have nice, clean-looking curtain countertop combinations. Everything looks good. This is what I call the working man's Ultralite. If you are a person who can't necessarily just cut a check for anything right on the fly here, or you've got a half-ton but you want the bigger camper, that's exactly who this is for. This is still half-ton towable. Passports are the lightest of my lightweights. If this were a conventionally built camper, it would seriously probably be about 2,200 pounds heavier, and I have examples of that out here to support that number. That's not just a made-up statistic. So we have a combination closet here, either a giant closet. We have, you can use it like a pantry, you can use it like a wardrobe, you can do anything you want with it, because this shelving is all removable right here. Now, it's the back of this camper that really defines it. This has a huge double slide rear bunkhouse. This could also really kind of be used as like a second living room, because you do have your own entertainment center back here. So both of these upper bunks fold up out of the way. They specifically build this with this handy little storage pocket right here, so the kids have a place to put all their little devices and toys and things like that. These little conversion cube futons, as you see right here, they can be used as a sofa. You can kick them out into a bed. You can do anything you want with them. Plus, we just have a truckload of storage in this rear entertainment center. To give you an idea how big these cabinets are, I'll stick my arm in there. You see it goes basically clear up to my elbow. So you have a ton of storage space back here, which is something great. A lot of bunkhouses have nowhere to keep the kids' stuff. Now what I like about this is it's not just good for kids. If you've got like a couple adult families, like, you know, a brother-sister group or something like that that goes camping, which we have a lot of that here, I've noticed. It's nice to have spaces for large people or big kids or adults to sleep. You know, this is the RV that can do it all. My favorite example is the time a guy said, well, man, I got hunting camp plans, and the wife said, not in my camper. Also, I do like to point out the extra outlets next to these areas over here. So again, let's say you just even want to run a vacuum back here. You can do all of that. You know, this is a great get it done, do everything sort of camper. Let's see here. Talked about that. Okay, let's get to the kitchen. Sorry, there's a lot to cover in these, and I do try to move quickly. The overhead cabinets in these are exceptionally large, and the easiest way I can demonstrate that for you is this right here. We all know that's about a dinner plate, right? It's right about the size. Well, you've got a very, very, very large cabinet over here that's going to have no issues with that. A lot of these lightweights, the way they'll save weight is they'll shave cabinets back, and I've seen cabinets as small as 7 inches. 7 inches is not enough to do anything. It's a worthless space. You can put a couple boxes of cereal or mac and cheese up there. You can't put your plates and things. Another area where they save a little money, but they don't really sacrifice anything, is just the standardization of their construction. And that's why Passports just don't have issues. They have a common set of doors they use, and if those don't match, instead of spending the time and the money for 2 drawers, basically 2 drawer faces, they just simply have both drawers in one door. You know what? 9 times out of 10, more than that. I mean, that keeps your silverware, that keeps your lighter for your grill and everything, that keeps that all tucked away just as well as anything else. But because that door is the same as that door, as the one back there, they can standardize their construction, they can cut their labor costs, and they can keep this thing affordable, reliable. That's what I like about Passports. It's so smart how they put them together. Huge trash can storage too, which a lot of campers just don't have, and I think that's a really big deal that often gets overlooked because first-time campers don't know what they don't know, and they don't realize that it's really annoying constantly having like your Walmart or Target plastic bags tied to a handle, bumping them with your leg. It's dirty. You don't want to look at that. You didn't spend this kind of money to look at garbage in your living room, you know. Entertainment center has full storage. They have a large as they could 32-inch flat screen TV in here. Now, a lot of cheaper brands will flat mount the TV. Passport does still swing arm mount it, so even the guy right here in the corner of the sofa still has a good shot at it. There is no bad seat in this house. Or, if you're cooking, no problem. Twist it, turn it, however you want. It does strap down. There is a built-in strap behind that for transit, so it doesn't bounce around in transit either. It's really smart. Their stereos are all-in-one, AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth, and again, we just don't have problems with these. I've seen fancier models, but this thing is as problem-free as they've ever come. It just works. They've got a simple but effective, and that's everything with the Passport. Simple but effective. Centralized, control panel here for your awnings, your slides, your water heater controls. 18-gallon per hour water heater, by the way. You've noticed we have pocket doors, not curtains, like a lot of cheaper lightweights will have. The other thing I do like to really point out on these is the fact that they have a true 80-inch bed. This is a 60 by 80-inch actual queen, not a 74-inch camper queen. And again, in a budget-friendly camper, that's a very hard thing to match. And that's what I like about Passports. It is all thriller, no filler. There's no fluff that you don't need. It's all the stuff you really do. They spent their money on intelligent upgrades, like a good AC and heating system. They didn't spend their money on fluff stuff that nobody really needs, you know? So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, happy camping, everybody.